In the heart of a raging storm, where lightning splits the sky and thunder shakes the earth, one creature does not seek shelter. It faces the tempest head-on, using the chaos to soar to greater heights. This is the eagle, a symbol of strength, courage, and untamed spirit. Its story is the story of a man who was born in the harsh oil fields of Baku, a city of black gold and broken dreams, a man who would rise from the depths to command an empire and reshape the energy future of a nation. This is the story of Vagit Alekperov. Have you ever felt like the world was against you? Like every step forward was met with a wall of resistance? Imagine a young boy born into a family with little more than their name. His father, an oil worker, passed away when he was just a child, leaving his mother to raise 5 children alone. This was Vagit's world. Not a world of privilege or silver spoons, but a world of grit, survival, and the lingering smell of crude oil that promised both fortune and peril. From the very beginning, his life was a storm. He wasn't given a map. He was handed a challenge. His journey into the oil industry wasn't a choice, it was a calling, a legacy passed down from his father. He started at the bottom, working as a drilling rig operator in the cold, unforgiving fields of Siberia. These were not the modern, automated rigs of today. This was brutal physical labor, where one mistake could cost you everything. He endured explosions, accidents, and the constant threat of the Siberian frostbite. He once survived a blowout on an offshore rig, thrown into the icy Caspian Sea, fighting for his life. Many would have quit. Many would have chosen an easier path. But in these moments of struggle, something was forged within him. Like the eagle testing its wings against the first gusts of wind, Vagit was learning to navigate the turbulence. He didn't just see hardship, he saw a classroom. Every failure, every near miss, every drop of sweat was a lesson in resilience. He learned the language of the earth, the secrets hidden deep beneath the surface, not from textbooks, but from the raw, unfiltered experience of the drill. The world around him was changing. The Soviet Union, a titan that had stood for decades, was beginning to crumble. Uncertainty was the air everyone breathed. For many, this was a time of fear, a time to hold on to whatever they had. But for Vagit, it was a time of opportunity. He saw the old system failing, and in its place he envisioned something new, something more efficient, something that could compete on a global scale. While others saw chaos, he saw a canvas. While others saw an end, he saw a beginning. His early struggles had prepared him for this moment. He had faced the literal storms of the Siberian wilderness. The political and economic storms of a collapsing empire were just another kind of tempest. He had the vision, born from years of hands-on experience, to see a different future for Russia's oil. The eagle was gathering its strength, its eyes fixed on the horizon, ready for the ascent. The struggle was not his end. It was his foundation. The fall of the Soviet Union in 1991 created a power vacuum, a wild frontier of economic chaos. State assets were up for grabs, and a new era of capitalism was dawning in Russia. It was in this whirlwind of change that Vagit Alekperov made his move. He wasn't just an oil man anymore. He was a visionary. As the deputy minister of the oil and gas industry, he had a unique perspective. He saw fragmented, inefficient state-owned companies struggling to survive. His idea was revolutionary: to bring together 3 of the largest state-controlled entities, Lengapasneftegaz, Uri-Neftgaz, and Kogalin-Neftgaz, to form a single, vertically integrated powerhouse. The name itself was an acronym of these 3 companies, LUKOIL. It was a bold, audacious gamble. He was trying to build a modern corporation in the ruins of a command economy. He faced immense opposition. Old guard bureaucrats, rival players, and a skeptical public all stood in his way. They called him a dreamer, an opportunist. But Vagit had something they didn't: a deep, unshakable belief in his vision, forged in the brutal reality of the oil fields. He knew the industry from the inside out, from the drill bit to the boardroom. He lobbied, he negotiated, he persuaded. He painted a picture of a Russian oil company that could stand shoulder to shoulder with the giants of the West, and he succeeded. In 1993, LUKOIL was officially established and Vagit Alekperov became its president. The Eagle had taken flight. It was a dizzying ascent. Under his leadership, LUKOIL expanded at an astonishing rate. It acquired new fields, modernized its refineries, and built a vast network of gas stations. Alekperov implemented Western management techniques and financial transparency, a radical concept in the Russia of the 1990s. He listed LUKOIL on international stock exchanges, opening the company up to global investors and holding it to a higher standard of accountability. He was relentless. His work ethic was legendary. He wasn't a distant CEO in an ivory tower. He was known to visit the most remote drilling sites, talking to the workers, his hands never too clean to remember where he came from. He understood that the strength of his empire was built on the backs of the thousands of men and women working in the field. He saw them not as employees, but as partners in his grand vision. From the icy platforms of the Arctic to the desert sands of the Middle East, LUKOIL's flag was planted. The company became a symbol of Russia's new economic power, a testament to what was possible when vision met determination. Vagit Alekperov was no longer just an oil man from Baku. He was an architect of the new Russia, a titan of the global energy industry. He had not just flown through the storm. He had used its power to climb higher than anyone thought possible. His rise was a masterclass in turning chaos into creation. What can we learn from a man who rose from the oil-soaked earth to the stratosphere of global power? The life of Vagit Alekperov is more than a story of wealth and influence. It's a profound lesson in the nature of strength, vision, and the human spirit. The first lesson is this: your beginning does not define your destination. He started with nothing in a world that offered him few advantages, but he refused to be a victim of his circumstances. Instead, he used his humble beginnings as his greatest strength. He understood the industry from the ground up, a knowledge that his more privileged rivals could never acquire. Remember, the deepest roots often grow in the hardest soil. The second lesson is the power of vision. When the Soviet Union collapsed, most people saw only chaos and despair. Alekperov saw an opportunity to build. He had a clear picture in his mind of what he wanted to create, long before it ever existed. A vision is not just a dream, it's a roadmap for the future. It's the ability to see the finished sculpture within the uncarved block of stone. Like the eagle soaring high above, he had a perspective that others on the ground lacked. He could see beyond the immediate storm to the clear skies that lay ahead. But vision is nothing without action. This brings us to the third and most crucial lesson: discipline and relentless execution. Alekperov's success was not an accident. It was the result of decades of grueling work, calculated risks, and an unwavering commitment to his goal. He showed up day after day in the freezing cold of Siberia and the heated politics of Moscow. He was disciplined, focused, and persistent. Success is not a single event. It's the sum of thousands of small, consistent efforts. It's the daily choice to push forward, even when you're tired, even when you're afraid, even when you doubt yourself. And finally, we learn about the eagle's true nature. The eagle doesn't escape the storm. It uses the storm to rise higher. It turns the headwind that holds others back into the updraft that lifts it towards the heavens. Alekperov faced countless storms: personal tragedy, industrial accidents, political upheaval, and economic collapse. Each time he didn't just survive. He emerged stronger, wiser, and more determined. He learned to use adversity as fuel. This is the ultimate lesson for all of us. Life will send storms your way. You will face challenges that seem insurmountable. You will encounter failures that break your heart. In those moments, you have a choice. You can seek shelter, hide, and wait for the storm to pass. Or you can face it. You can learn from it. You can use its energy to lift yourself higher. Look within yourself. The same strength, the same courage, the same unshakable spirit that resides in the heart of the eagle resides in you. You were not born to be tossed about by the winds of fate. You were born to soar. No matter how dark the sky may seem, no matter how fierce the tempest, remember that you were born to rise above it. Believe in your vision, trust in your strength, and fly. Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that empowers you to reach your highest potential. Never forget the eagle within.